Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to 6 News. So we have the first test ever for the mid-season balancing of Rainbow Six Siege. So of course this is the mid-season patch. It's going to be the 0.3 patch, I think it usually is. And there's some really big changes in here. Let's start from the top and we'll work our way down. So aim down sight times for all weapons is being increased. This is actually because with Ember Rise they were all improved. And I don't think they were entirely wanting to do that, but they're now taking it back to where it's basically similar to what it was before Ember Rise. So it shouldn't really be, I think, that kind of noticeable. It'll be a bit slower, but overall, I expect gameplay to be pretty similar. And it's not just like one person's getting nerfed there, it is all the weapons. Blackbeard's getting a little bit of love, so this, yeah. Well, I guess it's all right. So the ADS penalization will only apply when Blackbeard's shield is equipped. So basically, yeah, he's going to be aimed down sights faster without the shield on. So weapons with the gun shield will maintain the same timing as any other assault rifle. Weapons with the gun shield will have the same timing as they have now. And the angle grip would affect the SCAR with and without the gun shield equipped. So there you go. A tiny little bit of love for Blackbeard. As they say, giving Nerfbeard a little love here. Then we've got Echo. This is a pretty big change. Of course, Echo gets banned quite a lot in ranked now, and they're giving him a pretty significant nerf, but only really against Dokkaebi. So it's a bit of a weird one. He's getting nerfed, but only if your team's bringing the Dokkaebi. And I don't see Dokkaebi being brought that much. I don't know if this is going to make her come more. Echo and Yokai can now be hacked by Dokkaebi. That means Dokkaebi can get into the Echo drones and watch through their cameras. And also, if Echo is killed, he will drop a phone that Dokkaebi can then hack. Again, don't really see this having a much of a reduction in his ban rate, because you would need to think, right, am I going to ban Echo or not? And if I'm not going to ban Echo, that means we're going to bring a Dokkaebi every round just in case he's there. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work out too well, but interesting to see. And another one this is when we're getting into the big changes now. So Ella's recoil on the Scorpion is getting reduced. This is quite interesting as well because it's the first 16 shots. The big problem with her gun is that it has a big magazine, which means balancing it is always going to be an issue. It was an issue right from the start. So this is a whole different idea, making the first bunch of rounds be easier to fire, but if you're holding down that trigger, it's going to get way worse. So as long as you're not holding down that trigger, you should be able to control this weapon a lot better and still take advantage of the bigger magazine. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Of course, when the test server's up with all this, it's going to be really cool to see how much less recoil that has. And a lot of people will love that that's going to be a thing. Now, Finka's getting a little change as well. She's getting a little buff to her assault rifle. It's going to get a little buff in damage. Pretty decent and will be quite nice. And then Jaeger is getting a nerf. We've kind of been thinking for a while that he was probably going to get some sort of nerf. We knew that the reason they hadn't touched him was Wamai was coming. So I'm guessing maybe Wamai has not had as big an impact as they were hoping. And they're going to give him a touch of a nerf. So his gun is now going to do less damage. And we will see how that does in the long term. But when it comes to weapon, Maestro is probably getting the worst deal here. He is losing his ACOG on the Alda. That is going to be a massive change. Out of all these changes, this is the one that will change his pick rate the most, I would guess. Because that ACOG and that gun are such a good combo that, yeah, it's going to be a big hit for him. So that is real unlucky, Maestro. Another weapon change is Nuke. Now this one's interesting. So it says increased Nuke's FMG9 damage to 34, up from 30. Now of course that's also Smoke's gun. So have they made it so they can balance weapons individually now? Is Smoke gonna get that buff or not? Because it does say specifically Nuke's FMG9. So maybe just her gun is being increased in damage and not the other way around. Interesting. Then Ying is getting a bit of a rework. This is kind of a mini rework where her candelas are going to work differently. So you're actually going to get a visual representation of where the candela is going to go and where it's going to detonate. And if that works out quite well, that'll be nice to be able to see exactly how it's going to detonate and where it's going to detonate, so you can be very precise with it. And also the candelas themselves, when they pop out of their casing, they're going to detonate in the air rather than on the ground. So they should be able to cover a wider area without like objects getting in the way. So overall, we'll have to see how this plays out and actually test it out. But it sounds like a really good change to Ying. So yeah, that's it. And this is the first patch for the test server for this year. And of course, it is the mid-season balancing patch. There might be more additional balancing changes they add in as time goes on. But this will be probably the majority of them. So very interesting. And I would expect this to go live in like maybe 2 weeks or so. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.